Okay, so let's work on the slip stitch. Now, the slip stitch is a pretty easy stitch. It's used for lightweight hems or hems that you want to get done pretty quickly that actually don't have a lot of bulk to them. So it actually kind of works the same as the cat stitch in that you're always working away from you, and also that you're catching hem, garment, hem, garment, hem, garment. And except that you're not pulling the thread back toward you. So I'm going to go ahead and mark, and I'm going to start from this edge and work up to this edge. So I'm going to mark, again, my 1/2 inches here. I'll do 3 inches, and then the rest, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do hem, garment, hem, garment, hem, garment. So again, my stitches will be 1 inch apart from each other. So I'm going to get the beginning of this set, and I'm going to be working on the edges, okay, and all my stitches are going to be even with each other along this hem. So I'm still going to be grabbing some of this hem here. But I'm just going to come under here, and I'm just going to get, and this is just to anchor my thread for the beginning of this sample. Okay, so now for the slip stitch, what we're going to do is I'm just going to catch the top where I folded the fabric, maybe grab 1/16 of an inch of the fabric. Now, this slip stitch I'm going to show you how to use as a decorative hem. So when I come over to the garment, I'm actually going to grab some more of the fabric, maybe about 1/8 of an inch. And I'll show you how it can be decorative. If you don't want it to be decorative, then you just grab one of the yarns in the fabric, just like we've done before on the other hand stitches. So on this one, I'm going to grab about 1/8 of an inch. So let me pull this through. Okay, and that's just on the hem. Okay, I've just grabbed the hem. So now I'm not going to pull this for, the thread is going all in one direction. So now I'm going to catch here on the garment side, right at the edge of the hem. I'm going to grab, that looks like about 1/8 of an inch, maybe a bit shy, but I'm grabbing some of that fabric that you can see, okay? So back here, I'm going to pull that all the way through, and I'm making this a decorative hem. All the way through, be careful not to pull too much. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of just the hem. You can grab the same amount of the fabric if you want. It's not that big a deal for the hem, but you also kind of want consistency with the hem because this will be visible on the inside of the garment, okay, because we're working on the top. Now notice that there are no knots. I'm not going back and forth. There's going to be one long thread here. Now, since I took 1/8 here, this is the garment. I'm also going to grab about the same amount of fabric, and we'll just double check how even that is at the end. So again, there's my thread, my needle that I'm grabbing that fabric, and I'm just pulling it straight through. And then I'm going to grab here at the top of the hem again. And I'm just pulling the thread straight through. Whoops. And then I'm grabbing my garment the same amount as I did before. And now I'm going to have to keep an eye on my distances. So I've got the garment. I'm going to go up here and grab the hem, just at that folded edge. Now I'm going to grab the garment 1/2 inch away from that one, making sure it's the same amount. Consistency is really important, especially if you're actually doing a hem as a decorative thing and you're doing this hand stitching. You want to make sure that you've got consistent stitches all across the hem, and of course the distance between the two as well. So we'll wait to see how well I did until the end here. I'm not going to turn it over just yet. I am about to finish here. I've got one more garment pickup here. There we go. And here is the hem that I'm grabbing. And I think I will grab the hem here, even though it won't be consistent with the width. I'm just going to grab that fabric so it's even with that, and I can tie a good knot to hold that end. And that's just for this exercise. I'm going to go under here, grab that thread, make sure everything's nice and tight. Make a knot. Maybe I'll do 2. I just want to make sure it doesn't come out. Clip that. Okay, so just a review. I went straight across here. I could have caught this thread, this one here, right more on the top, but everything lays really flat and the thread is going in one motion all the way across. Now, let's have a look here. So now you can see my stitches, my little 1/8 inch, they're fairly consistent and they're all on that same line. You can kind of see through where the edge of the hem is. If I fold that through, they're all right there, and that's really consistent. And of course, they're all evenly spaced across. Now, you can grab more of the fabric to make it even more obvious that that's a decorative stitch. I've seen that done as well. So there we have the slip stitch.